know the NBA social media is like, oh, I don't like feeling. I don't like emotion. What do you want, you bunch of curmudgeons? You want the Lakers exit interview? Everyone's sad, arms crossed, sunglasses on, bemoaning how their season was a failure? Or do you want a guy celebrating? A guy who said, Broussard, when he went to Minnesota on his introductory press conference, he says, I always make the playoffs, and I expect it to be no different. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, well, Patrick Beverley. And what happened? They made the playoffs, and he's fired up.
Yep.
No, he's fired up. And here's the thing, and this is very important. Someone told me this once. I was having a bad day, and I was moping around work. And a guy came up to me, and he said, Kevin? I said, yes. He said, you know what? You can either be a thermostat or a thermometer. And I said, huh. I said, you're right. He's like, be the thermostat. Be the person that changes the temperature of the room rather than the thermometer that reacts to the temperature in the room. We haven't really talked a ton about the Wolves, but we've always been like, why aren't the Wolves any good? I don't know. Like, Cat seems pretty good. D'Angelo Russell seems pretty good. Seems like they should be able to get in the playoffs, but they didn't have that certain something. And that certain something was
You're
Pat
crediting
Bev.
Beverley?
He's the thermostat. He turned it up.
God.
You see how Cat played all year, dunking on people, getting technical fouls? D'Angelo Russell, they play with a swagger.
Anthony Edwards
out there playing with a swagger. Okay, yeah, but this attitude is what made the Wolves interesting. It's the little something extra. We give Draymond Green all the credit for adding the little spark. That's what Pat Bev does. It's the same thing. So spare me if people are upset about a guy showing emotion after he got cut by the Clippers. He got cut, but he got let go. So I thought it was great. I thought it was awesome.
Wildes. Amen. Amen. And look, Nick, I know Patrick Beverley isn't a great player. He isn't a great player, but Wildes is right. His leadership in the locker room, the energy he has brought has been huge for this team. All right, early in the season, after they lost a few games to the Clippers, he called a team meeting and had every player line up and tell what your role is on this team. And since then, they played really good basketball up to what their talent is. Pat Beverley, look, he is exhibit A of the type of player you love to have on your team. And Paul George said as much last night, and you hate to play against. Yes, he gets on your nerves. He gets under your skin if you're the opponent. But if you're on his team, you love having a little irritant like him. All right, I played college ball. I played against guys like that. You hate playing against little wild guys, unpredictable guys, talking all that trash. You don't know what in the world they're gonna do.
Dirty.
And but still, that can throw you off your game. And look, if the Nets had done all this last night, Kyrie Irving's on the table throwing off his shirt, I'd be like, come on, that's ridiculous. If the Clippers win the next play-in game, and they do this, I'll be like, that's ridiculous. But, Nick, the Timberwolves, it's their first time in the playoffs in 4 years. Second time in 18 seasons. Let them celebrate.
So let Anthony Edwards do it.
Let them live.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
That is why Patrick Beverley is in the NBA.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only reason he's in the NBA. Because of his energy and his intensity.
Can I go, please?
I'm all in, Broussard.
Okay,
You're going to be
Yes.
a killjoy.
Great.
You're going to be a killjoy.
All right, I'm glad. No, I'm not a killjoy. I'm for safety. And here's the thing. We have not spent this much oxygen on a mediocre player since Freddie Mitchell, old Fred X, caught the 4th and 27 from Donovan McNabb. But at least he made a big play in a big moment. Pat Beverley has been a fringe starter on slightly above average teams his whole career, and he gets talked about more than Jaylen Brown. And if we're going to talk about him, then we're going to talk about him. You want to see Patrick Beverley's 3 most impactful plays last night, which is why I detest that he gets this rep as. Here's one of them. He misses a 3 off the side of the backboard and then knocks Paul George to the ground with a dirty hip check. Watch it again. misses a three, side of the backboard, and then boom, Paul George, a star, is down. Now can we go to the fourth quarter? Because what you're going to notice is, again, someone who's not looking gets knocked to the ground. Look under the basket. Boom, Reggie Jackson, you're knocked to the ground. Okay? Right there, back to him, boom, you're into the ground. 30 seconds later, you're going to notice a pile of bodies. Guess who's in the middle of all of it? Oh, wait, there's Patrick Beverley knocking people down. Wildes, you did a 10-minute dissertation about how guys shouldn't be allowed to dive for loose balls. Beverley's entire game is dirty plays. And you're celebrating him because he's a knucklehead.
No.
Like, that Paul George play is a crystallization of his career. Miss a three off the side of the backboard, make up for it by trying to injure the other team's star. That's who he's always been. And you guys celebrate him because he has these ludicrous quotes like, Steph had his time, it's my time now. The Lakers had their time, it's my city now. They're like, I never missed the playoffs. Yes, because you played with James Harden, Chris Paul, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard. Like, stop it. He's not good for the league, Wildes, flatly.
Well, look.
Oh, God. Now
LeBron James plays with LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russ, and he misses the playoffs. Yeah. Here's the thing. I'm not going to deny he doesn't play on the edge. And when you're on the edge, sometimes you go a little bit over it. I admit that. But here's the thing. Taking off his shirt, throwing into the crowd, drinking beers, cursing at his old team. That is his role. And I agree that Kyrie and KD couldn't have done that, but I don't even think Kat could have done that, or Anthony Edwards. He's the fire starter. Everyone has a Patrick Beverley in their lives. And at a certain, and you're always happy. You're at a boring wedding. It's really not going off. All of a sudden, somebody's out there cutting up the dance floor. Like, oh, okay, this guy started the party. That's Patrick Beverley. He's needed in every environment that you've ever been in. The world is better if a guy like Patrick Beverley is involved.
Yeah, but he's also the guy that might spike the punch and not tell anyone, and all of a sudden half the wedding party's in the hospital. He's like, oh, that's just who he is. He's a wild guy, likes to have a lot of fun.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.